You are a beautiful soul. Just take one step at a time. In everything, God is in control. Just take one step at a time. You don't have to sell your soul for material gain.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am your host, Tiniqua Notes. It's Friday, Ayo. And we're down the road. We're in the studio today, coming to show Ayo some really amazing initiatives going on with the VI people. But before we do that, I have a few announcements to make. Stay tuned.
You are climbing up. Success comes with timing and realizing that you are a beautiful soul. Just take one step at a time. In everything, God is in control. Just take one step at a time. The race is not for the swift. The mistake is when you rush in. It creates bad business and destroy relationships. Have patience and discipline with a whole bunch of loving men. The race is not for the swift. The mistake is when you rush in. It creates bad business and destroy relationships. Have patience and discipline with a whole bunch of peace in a it. You are a beautiful soul. Just take one step at a time. In everything, God is in control. God is in control. Just take one step at a time. One sing more, sing more, sing more, sing more, sing more.
Yeah, guys. So we're down the road today, like I tell you before. Right now I'm gonna be taking you guys. We're down by the market, what used to be Plaza West. Where Raw FM is now taking in donations to send over to Jamaica. But before we get into that, I'm gonna put a pin in that. I have a few announcements to make. Some things that's happening today here in St. Croix. You already don't know, done by Serenities. But let me um let me make my announcements before we step out the car and go and see this amazing, amazing, and it's totally amazing, Ayo. You know, to see that our people could step up in the ways that they do. Big up the Raw FM, for doing their thing, but most of all, big up for the people of the Virgin Islands. You know, we know what it is to get hit uh by a very drastic storm. You go from Hurricane Hugo, Hurricane Maria, you go down the line, and we know what time it is. We know how it feels to be without resources. So we have to take our time to come out and to make sure that we look out for our fellow Caribbean individuals as far as Jamaica is concerned. They got hit hard, Ayo. And Joe, many people lost their homes. You know, right now, I can't even imagine the conditions that Jamaica is currently in right now. But before we begin and before we take a walk out the car, I know we're in the car. I can see that we're in the car right now. Tonight, down at Serenities is movie night. You understand me? Donations welcome, free parking available. Today, Friday, November 14th. Movie time is 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. Refreshments on deck. Food and drinks on sale. Patés, both meat and veggie. You understand me? Johnny Cake and so much more. Let me tell you, from my point of view, mwah, it's amazing. I'm trying to just keep going back and keep going back. Natural juices and sodas, a fully stocked bar with mixed drinks, wine, and beer. You understand me? This is down at Serenity's Nest, number 220, Morning Star. You understand me? If I don't know Morning Star, that's right down right before Salt River, you seen? But that is tonight, Friday night, movie night, and then Sunday, down at Serenity's Nest again. Serenity Nest presents Come Out and Relax and Take in the Enchanting Environment. Live performance by the unit band featuring Akeem Williams, also known as the Dynamic Chubby. $5 donations. Come recharge your energy. You understand me? Once again, refreshments. You got food, pate, both meat and veggie. You got Johnny Cake, you name it, cauliflower, sprat, uh, beignet, all these different things. The natural juices is on point. Will get me to try a green tambran the other day. I never know that I've been drinking no green tambran juice. You see, but it was amazing. I loved it. It had like a little tangy flavor, something to make it like it took me back to my childhood when I was too brisk and we won't wait until the tambran them right. We're gonna pick it and say it's still sweet. Well, it took me back right there. Once again, this is down at Serenity's Nest, 220 Estate, number 220 Estate, Morning Star. You understand me? Where your energy is nurtured. So tonight is movie night. Sunday night is a live performance by the unit band featuring Akeem Williams, aka the Dynamic Chubby. And before I step out the car, I just wanted to big up Music in Motion for giving me and Miss Lang and Miss O'Reilly the opportunity to sit down and have an amazing conversation and meeting with her yesterday in regards to future future pro- um future partnerships, with their live program. So to big up Miss Schuster, I want to take a moment to listen to the let me see if I get you. It was sent to me via text message. But within that time frame, I was able to learn a lot, even about the famous Janisha John and the fact that she was discovered by the one and only Miss Schuster, and it was just an amazing experience altogether, along with Royal Team Studios down at Queen Mary Paradise. You're gonna be seeing I'll be having a special guest next week. We're gonna have and take I on a tour of the studio. I make my own freestyle. Radio playable, but Pastor don't beat me. But the man but the man made a mix of my song within less than 10 minutes, you know. But this is for Music in Motion. Just wanted to put it out there. You doing this morning? Oh wait. No, that one is for me, not for you. So let me see. I'm trying to see if this thing will download before we go, so that we can have a little jingle.
From point to calypso, we train in the spotlight, that's on music in motion. Music in motion. Flexibility and open and posture in place, that's on music in motion. Music in motion. Discipline and joy, put a smile on your face, that's on music in motion. Music in motion. In orange grove, we dance with heart and emotion. Yoga to mother, we're awake in motion. Let's open the stage. For our whole century, I'm putting with care to keep them so supreme. Within self-esteem, with each graceful turn, that's a music in motion. Music in motion. With discipline, skill, and the passion you earn, that's a music in motion. Music in motion.
Music emotions is not just about dance, it's about opportunities, it's about structure. And as on me, it's about finding yourself. And something we talked about yesterday, which we're gonna dig into more after we take a walk over to the Raw FM set up here at the market, also known as Plaza OS. Nobody ain't calling it the market, but we just say we're going plaza and everybody know exactly where we're going. But the market, you understand me, the man got a nice T&E trailer, big and blue. You understand me? And I seen plenty water. I seen the Jamaican flag, I seen the Virgin Island flag, but we ain't gonna talk too much. You understand? We're going out. Let me lock up the care so we could come out and we could experience this ourselves. And I don't know me already. I bold, I big and bold. Me call nobody. I tell them I come in. I just come in. And I said, let we go. I gotta see how we do turn this camera around. Oh, no.
Using the pillow tone? No. Limited availability. So just wait to give us the call. 340-774-5200. Or email.
You see that right just over the market. Oh, son, me lock my care card. Even though I know I ain't gonna violate me, I still ain't want to take no charges. Don't knock me down, lady. I am right now on the air. You got right just over the market. Get a table liberty. You get a Jamaican flag, the VI flag, Row FM, everything Virgin Islands. What's going on here? It's a big, big, big donation price. And it's not just it's not just hello. Actually, currently down here right now. I also wanted to show my audience what I have going on, if you don't mind. And probably talk to you guys for a moment. Hi. I'm good. We're currently on WSTX right now. Okay. Yeah, I just been passing through. I've been hearing you guys on the radio all day and stuff like that. I got my listening audience listening right now. They're watching you and they're watching all that's going on. So if take a moment and come and tell us what's happening. Everybody, we live right now. As you can see, here by the market, also known as Plaza. Yes. Who you are, man? I'm Tiniqua Knows. My show is called Dreamcatchers VI on WSTX 970 AM every Friday, 2:30 to 4:30. I am an author, radio host, and advocate for the people of the Virgin Islands, youths of sexual assault and rape molestation, based on what I've been through myself personally. But today, seeing that I'm an advocate for the people, seeing that the Virgin Islands stepping out in such a strong way, in a strong way, it's amazing to me. And what you're doing is very commendable. So I had to stop. I come from by the studio. I said, we ain't got in the studio. We're going on the road. So I took my audience and we're on a road trip today, watching Raw FM. And I listen to you all the time. I love your vibes and stuff like that. But come and explain to me a little bit of what you have going on and your experience here today.
Oh man, it's a blessing, and thank you. Just feel my whole spirit because listen, it's not easy, but we do it because again, like I say all the time, it's not you VI, that's a fool. It's not me VI, that's a me thing. That's selfish. It's while I am we outside right now because if you take a look over here, we have some water, we got some food goods, we got dry goods, we got a ton of clothes, we got everything from bedding to shoes, pampers, we got some cleaning supplies, paper towels, some canned goods, tuna, things like that. It's a lot of great things that you know how we were going through our time way.
And I just tell my audience
We
that
know what it's like.
we know
to
exactly
need
what
and
it's
not know
like.
where it's coming from.
Exactly.
On a grand scale, because we
Yes.
have one island affected, we were all affected. And within a span of 2 weeks. So when St. Croix did exactly like this, the same supplies to St. Thomas, we were showing the ice strand.
It was
And today,
definitely
we're literally mirroring the same vibe, the same effect.
that they
To
showed
show
us.
people that VI still strong. And we don't just stand and VI grow. We are Caribbean people. It's all that we. You
All right.
understand? And everybody may not be of that opinion. That's okay. However, we outside anywhere we doing our part because today for me, tomorrow for you, right?
There you go.
All right. So we out here, we outside, the community is showing up, the organizations are coming out, the senators are coming out, the community is showing up. So that tells me everybody feels the same way in terms of wanting to do for others. We are a compassionate people. We gotta show what things do, you know.
Of
And
course.
that's fine because all over the world right now, things hard. These are serious times. But in all seriousness, we still have to be able to look at another person's situation and say, what can we do?
Yes.
You understand? Because let me show you something. This ain't taken away from nobody. This is not taken away from anybody. This is creating hope. This is creating opportunities. This is gonna give somebody an ease of mind in the night when they come. You're seeing videos from all over Jamaica where people, mothers are washing clothes in the river. You see them scattering to try and pick up essential items. They're in lines. We remember the lines. This is supposed to help with that in some way, shape, or form, or give them the tools so that they can help to rebuild themselves. You understand? We can't touch them in population, but we could touch them by heart. You understand? And that's who we are as a people at the end of the day. That's what we focusing on. They got clothes, can done, all shapes, all sizes, all ages for children, everything. Somebody just bring some candy canes, Christmas coming.
The spirit.
Come in and they got children that can't even think of Christmas right now.
Bring the spirit.
You understand?
I understand.
Okay, and we were in the dark too. You know what that's like too? You remember the mosquitoes?
Oh Lord.
Okay, let me see some
Ah.
you understand?
Tell them.
We don't need for real. Some baby bottles, toothpaste, toothbrush. It's not just about canned good items. You gotta rethink about the whole scope of
Take
what that
yourself back
situation
to
might
that
look like.
situation.
right?
Take yourself back to
It
it.
is, and the highest form of knowledge consideration. So as a people, who are we to want others to see us for who we are? If we
Yes.
can't do the same for others, this is who we are, and we are here presenting today. I gotta say a huge shout out to the sponsors and the coordinators of this event. Kaena Mite, is how we say.
Yes.
Shout out to 101 Row FM, of course, you already know. Big shout out to Sega Promotions. Big shout out to TF Entertainment. And big shout out to Lion King Music right here. He's awesome. Right here, stand up with us, babe. Mike for the camera for me. It's on the all right, guys, we're doing a big thing. I have people are coming out. Those who can't give items have been given monetary donations. I think the largest donation we got today so far was about $200 from one gym. So people are coming out, they give what they can. A dollar helps. If that's what you have, it helps. If that's what you go give, it helps. You understand? We point no ways of professional managing, you understand? But we do want to come together as a community because one the whole big all right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
we out here, we have to know.
Yes.
And we're doing the work, we will be out here tomorrow again. So for anybody that wanted to come out and maybe couldn't make it today, we're here until 6 p.m. tonight. We'll be here again tomorrow from 11 a.m. until 3. But tomorrow we have a switch to it, you know, because we're also going to be giving back to the community in the form of our 3rd annual Talkie giveaway.
Ooh.
Gobble, baby.
All right then. I hear that, right? So take note tomorrow. And once again, like you said, all the essential items, you know, clothes, pampers, you know, everything matters in these times.
Right. Come take
You
a
know,
walk with me. Let me show you
yes,
something.
I want to see.
Go right here. You see this trailer?
I come. Let me take a walk and see.
That's the goal. It's the full-length trailer. And
I
a
see
trailer
that.
ain't easy to pull.
I see that we need a full list trailer. I don't know what time it was. Like you said before, we've been in this position already. We felt this already. You know, and we have to take ourselves back to the moments where we was in need, when we needed somebody to see us, understand us. Like you said, bring some up. You understand me? All of my people. Yes, yes. Even natural products. You understand? Listen, like I said, right? I want you to take a moment and tell my audience and myself a little bit about you. Yes, yes. Don't know what's that. This way I don't do this. Okay, and that's what put you on the spot. Mhm.
I've only been doing radio for a couple of years. I actually started doing radio, so you might remember me from the walk-up protest we had in 2020 with CC and Chris Seeley and everybody that was there with us, you know, who were part of the big movement back then. And that got me started in something that I swear I would never do. Public speaking was never a strength for me.
That's me right there. I know that
It wasn't a choose. They chose me. I didn't choose this. So, but I love what we're doing with our community. I love to give back. I love to be involved. And I feel like if my experiences could help somebody else, then what am I spend my life? Was it for nothing? Much like yourself, you have a story to create. And I can tell that you're using your story, using your experiences to do positive for yourself as well too. So that's a little bit about me. Other than that, I'm a veteran. I served in the Navy for 13 years.
Well, and happy Veterans Day. You know, happy belated Veterans Day to you. And thank you for your service. What's a big truck there? Ohio, the big truck there in Ohio.
It's Ohio. Senators coming out, you know, the organizations coming out. This is huge. This is really good. I want to talk a lot about the station. She's in her third year of business. The station it hasn't been around a long time. They have done a lot for the community for a little bit of time that it's been out. We will continue to do that. This will be our third annual turkey drive. Every year since we've been in business, we've done backpack giveaways, we've done drives like this as well, we've done outreach, we always give back, we find ways to give back. That's so we get ears to the ground, we pay attention to what's going on in the community, and that's why it's VBI. Because that's the mission at the end of the day.
Amazing.
We are strong people, and we sometimes just need to be reminded.
Yeah, man, and I appreciate you taking this moment to educate my audience in regards to what's going on, where to find you all. We've been having some confusion about Plaza and the market, and I've been hearing you, the people are going by the fish market.
Yes,
but we know this as Plaza. We know this Plaza West. This Plaza West. They will change it if they want. This Plaza West. Yes, yes, yes. But thank you again, man. And you know, I want to go so we can go and introduce your crew who they are working with you. I also gonna look once again.
No, I would love for us to be here because I don't like to. It couldn't be possible without her efforts, without her heart. Like y'all go above and beyond to really make a dent in this community. And she still got a long ways to go, but she's doing it and she's serious about it. She got four people from all over to make it happen. She's truly that's who she is genuinely, you know. So I'm happy to be a part of something where that is who behind our mission. That's the nature of the character, the person that's pushing it. It makes me comfortable to come out here and talk what I'm gonna talk because I know it really.
You know you get backers and it's everything going for sure for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you see we got some masks here.
We definitely need some masks.
Toiletries. They close. Look at this bin with all these clothes. All of this is clothes.
We need socks because it ain't cold, it ain't cold, it ain't cold. You understand? All the pampers, can you get a baby them out there? Sanitary napkins, you know, formula, yes, you know, big things. Listen, it don't have to be food, it don't have to be money. I will come out and bring it to you.
If you have extra, if you have things you use, you got some fork and spoon, you got tie up in the plastic, you know you ain't gonna use.
Yes,
bring the thing.
Yes, that's amazing.
We're blessed on how we're going to help this situation and give them a little bit of hope.
We get gallon bottle, we get cases of water.
Yeah, so we need more supplies. Not so much more clothes, because the clothes right now, we got tons of clothes, and we got to sort them by sizes, by male, female, boy, children, exactly. We got to do that first. So before we start accepting more clothes, we're going to have to, the team, we're going to work to do still. But we're gonna make it happen. We gotta pack up the pallets first. So we bought in everything right here for right now. So it's a good thing everybody can kind of see where we're at. But we're not done. This is not a trailer full.
No,
This is not
this ain't even a dent to the trailer.
right.
This is not even a dent to the trailer.
We still got time.
Yeah.
Now, what? Then after 2, what
It's 303 now.
Well, like class ground. Okay.
Wow.
So, we're gonna find out.
Listen,
That's so you know you're out on your phone.
I'm telling you, a lady at Music and Motion just been talking about that. She said we don't even use the clock no
That's
more.
right. That's
And I
what
said, yes, I just had a meeting with her last night in regards to our organization. I'm in.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
man.
have amazing things, especially for the kids.
She's just about to go on deal with Janisha. She
Right.
has an amazing
She will be out here with us tomorrow. Janisha Down will be out here with us tomorrow for our turkey drive. You see on the flyer, she gonna be out here hosting with us. So looking forward to it because let's admit, Fortune Islands, one.
nice.
Okay. I love it. Thank you to your viewers who listen and audience.
Yes,
It's an honor. Thank you guys for coming out and spending some time with us and getting some
Yeah,
information. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We outside, man.
All right,
We
now.
ain't inside no time now. So
All right.
come out.
Come on. Thank you. I'm gonna take them around a little bit more. Just so they
Yes.
could see, you know.
Yes. We
Just
need
so they
more
could see.
rice, we need more dry goods, canned items. People are coming out, they're going in the store, they're coming out, they're donating their items here and there. Still got a long ways to go.
And tell them food stuff just come in and throw us candy. Food stuff just come in. All right, don't be greedy. Come on, put it up. You understand? So in regards to clothes, right now we're not taking clothes. Oh, we can't hold the ice. We can't hold the ice. No. You know, turn back into water. Listen, so the only thing they're taking is ice. In regards to the clothes, oh, that's something too. Blankets, pillows, I name it, sheets, everything is all needed. Thank you, my listening audience. Thank you. Oh, thank you. We need coolers. Oh, Lord, that was our fridge. Oh, Lord. Fridge and coolers. What is the form ones, the hard ones, you name it? Huh? Oh, CJ. And we need coal. If you get a compressor, bring it. If you have a compressor, bring it. Listen, people, everything is needed. Even little tents. If you have a tent that you want to send, you've been camping for years and you had them out and about. A camp would be nice because a lot of people lost their homes.
That's right.
A lot of people are out here without things. Like she said, socks, short pants. But right now, we're holding off on the clothes because we got a lot. She have a lot that got sold. Some slippers, just so they can feel good. You know, thank you, man. And big up to yourself for coming out and helping. You understand me? Nice meeting you.
One and only. Lion Face, listen.
All right.
This man is known internationally.
You know what? You know what's funny? Ninja P was just talking about you.
Okay.
Yes, man. That's my boy. I gotta get in touch with you. I don't deal with different artists. I saw my show. I would like to be able to interview you and the shy lady as well. So if you can give my information, you can follow me on Facebook and go from there. My name is Tiniqua Knowles. You understand me? You can look it up right now. I got my audience watching now. Tiniqua Tiniqua. QUA. Knowles right there. Last name Knowles down. Yep. The two of them, you add the both of them. Yep. Make sure you add me as a friend, because you'll follow you and just be one of my fan them. Add me and I go add you back right now. I done live on my radio show. I take it from out the studio to come in. You understand? To be able to see all I have going on. I'll show my audience. Look, as we speak, we're getting donations, people. As we speak. Look at it. Yeah, that's what's up.
Again.
Okay, then they got big clothes.
We be
Yes,
I.
yes.
All are we. Okay.
All are we.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
I love
man,
it.
big up ourselves. I
That's
don't know
right.
how I be without cruise and rum. You understand? I hope I get a bottle of night now for when the night get cold. You understand? They go just sip on a little cruise.
Yes, shout out to Cruise and Rum. Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Awesome, awesome.
We represent. Listen, we got senators out here, we got organizations, we got businesses, big and small. We have Boomerang Eats out here. I paying attention. I'm calling you guys out.
Yes,
Listen,
yes.
I really want to see who really got VIP pride. You know what I'm saying? Who bout it? We don't have time. I'm not thinking about it for real.
Yes.
Yes. Hold on. You gonna take it for me?
Come, I'll take it with a 2 hour for
Thank
me.
you.
Go ahead. Go ahead, my flat.
I feel that noise.
Wow. That was gonna get filled. Come, Miss Olympic, go ahead. Up, she said up, so she want button for me. Wait, it was a video. Me the way that video. I'm sorry. Yep. The phone too big to do that. We don't need these big iPhone now. We gotta crop them. But yeah, man, I looking beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Thank you again, man. I'm like, we'll be live tomorrow.
Awesome,
That's amazing.
awesome.
That was great.
Thanks again. You don't know it's Raw FM. You understand? Big up yourself. The market. I don't know the VA strong. Jamaica strong. You know, we got to make sure we stick together, come together.
Thank you. Let me shake your hand. Blessings. PI strong.
Believe it, believe it. Big up yourself, big up yourself.
Big up.
We need more recurrence people. We need more recurrence in our people. I go walk in the store and tell her, oh, more dry goods is better. Lotion, arms, you name it. Think about the babies
Some
and
protein,
everything.
canned chicken.
Yes.
Some
Tuna fish,
chicha.
salchichas.
I used to throw down some salchicha straight in her business to make sure I used to yam that there.
We get some peanut butter. You understand? We get sardine. I know one time they had the sardines will come through.
Today,
You know,
guys, ladies and gentlemen, if you just put it
The
up, you
whole
try to figure out what's going on. 103 Raw FM in part with Sega Promotions, TS Entertainment.
I hope big up ourselves, big up ourselves. You know, once again for everybody. Tomorrow, today we have movie night at Serenity, 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. You understand me?
My right hand side, that trailer has to be filled to the
Jamaica strong, Jamaica strong. Let me take I over to the trailer. So I can see how big this trailer be and how we need. What all we need. Plastic bags, sacks, Ziploc bags, canned goods. You understand me? More water. Ain't never get too much water. Baby wipes. You name it. Look at this trailer. We need to fill all these pallets. We need to fill them up. Whatever they ain't enough. You understand me? Big up ourselves. Stay strong. Down at the market, also known as Plaza West. You understand? They're gonna be here tomorrow doing a turkey giveaway. Even when you give away, they give away to you. Janisha John is gonna be out and about. Come out. You know,
In the Goshen Islands, there ain't none of
I'll big up ourselves.
in the West, man.
And Cruise Around just come to
Tell
you know, Cruise Around just come
Tell a
to
friend.
giveaways. You know, they giving away bags. You understand me? T-shirt, bin,
Coconut Festival, keeping coconut alive in 2025.
In the woods, vibes, performing live. Let me go in and market today. All right. Just going to the market so that I could see all what's necessary, all what's needed. You know, the people of the Virgin Islands need to come together, help each other. You know, when you're donating, make sure you think about the children them. You know, baby food, more baby food, formula. You understand, $29. Dip in them pocket, dip in them food, something, bottles. You understand me? Baby, Pampers, I name it. You know, a case of Pampers. Yes, people, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I don't know what just happened. We get cut off. But it's still in the market, also known as Plaza West. Well, I gonna do my donation. I'm gonna be taking some water, but my mother wanted a steak. So they're looking for a steak for she and something that tastes a little Chinese for me because I don't feel like cooking today. Don't tell nobody. I want something quick and fast, you know. But like I was telling her before we get cut off, I'm not sure how it happened, but that's besides the point. We had the experience just now. We had a chance to sit down and talk with them, as far as what they're doing for Jamaica and everything. All right then. So let me see some Japanese stuff. Uh, Noodles looking nice to me. I gonna double it up my own self. Yeah, so I add my own protein, but I feeling Japanesey today. Walking through the market, they get some amazing cups and food for 4.99. You know, uh, every day I cooking, so yeah, a day when I could just get something frozen and say and call it Jerry. So don't judge me, judge yourself. You know, uh, I gonna be getting some water. I thinking if I could get some pace and water, or if I should get some gallon of water. Go there. I gotta get water for me because my children I'm still drinking up all my water. Uh, so right now what I gonna do is I gonna act like I going by this line here. When reality I going and get a cart. I go for a cart, okay? I want to get some water. I go for a cart, I go for some water. I just say one and think I going with the I ain't trying to run out the store and nothing, right? But yeah, man. Sorry, mama. Thank you. This one that they're singing is going down. Wow. I'm gonna get some water. I'm gonna get my stuff drinking. Sorry. Think I knocked my body. It doesn't pass. Good day. Can't even pass it. Can't pass it. I go around. Sorry. Um, but like I said, I come in, everything is welcome. Just think about your experience when you've been in the midst of Hurricane Maria. We need flashlights, we need batteries. Batteries is a big thing, you know. You could even send over a can of beer for them there who's stressing. You probably know how you have to want to take a little beer or something, you know. Every little thing counts, see? Right now I'm about to pick up my water. So, for listening audience, you are part. I used to wait somebody come through for me. Even if they didn't, that don't mean that you got to be. You know, all it takes is a gallon of water, drop it off, some socks, some shirts on G-Man. The gas station get plenty G-Man, some masks, because it's dusty, some cleaning products, some soap, Yeah, man. Look at it, street for $13, I can't buy. And Trump just come and bring back the shutdown is over, people. It's time to celebrate our federal workers being able to get paid. And not just this pay, we can afford. They gain all back pay, all back pay. So our Christmas coming early. You see, I know it was hard for these 43 days or 46 days, however long days it was, buddy. I gotta get water to donate and water for my children and buddy. I am making sure that we stock up because if you get children, you know how much they could drink. Ain't no joke about it. I left $13 to be able to give somebody some water and I time I need it and nothing. And my son, I have to take our money every time I do everything else with it. So why not take it and donate? If you always wanted to donate, but now is the time to do so. Let me turn the camera around so I can see. Wow. So 7.5 ounces. And I stand me 12.99. Some 16 ounces, 24 of them for 13.99. And if you want Crystalia, you get Crystalia for 14.99, 3 cases, you know, Rachel, and then Niagara for $5 a case, you know, Crystal for $7.49 a case, you know. American, you get your cups then. All these different things is things that they need. Cup, spoon, hot plate. Listen. I don't play with it. You can send some coal and I go, yeah, man. I don't send me come and tell her today. It's that heavy. I I know I gonna feel good at the end of the day. I don't know about oil, but toothpaste, toothbrush, and the plaza got it out, you know. You know what I think so? Very six water. When I do this stir fry, I tell me no share because my children I'm allergic to soy. But I don't get feeling Japanese today. I come into the aisle with me, I taking a shopping everything now. So WSCX we done in Plaza, the market, something like oh yes. But I can see I can hear anything like my donation.
in your life.
Yes, I we just.
We appreciate if you can donate that to Jamaica.
Ay.
Whatever you have at home that you're not using.
I don't know why we keep getting cut off, but the devil is a liar.
Anything stolen
On behalf of Dream Catchers and WSTX, I just donated some water, couple case of water. You never know, tomorrow I might donate again. You understand? But I want to thank them for being able to come and
even a box of
Ohio, and then insight on what's taking place. And again, I
will be appreciated.
please check back out at them. You cannot get a man, but check it out them, mean that you're not check it out, you understand? Check back your cat. One more time for the one
We
time.
here at the market
One time for
collecting
the one time.
donations for Jamaica. We want to be here tomorrow, Saturday, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Whatever clothes you have at home that you don't wear, you can suck it off. Come to call a friend and tell a friend what's going on at the market. Stores are sent to the shoppers inside the market.
Leave it, Lyle.
If you can afford
I can't say.
case of water,
I
we'll
can't
be
say
very
no
much
take I no
appreciated.
kind of you went on a road trip to the all the way to the
If
market.
you can afford
I know what I inside my I know it is I'm gonna be eating later now. Let's get back inside the car, people. Where we going? We on the way to Claremont Elementary School to pick up my daughters. Yes. Oh Lordy. Ay, big out. Shout out to Serenities, you understand, and Royal Teams, music studio done by Queen Paradise, Queen Mary Paradise, Queen Market, you understand me? Big up to the Madman Mitch himself, you understand? Big up to Josh, Ninja P. How you mean? You understand me? I want big family. I don't tell Josh again, I waited for my cup, Josh. We're gonna fight, Josh. I still love you though. I'll make sure I come out, do your part, and I stand donate if you're donating. We didn't coming out, we didn't come. I think no.
case of ramen noodles,
Yeah.
case of water,
Some water, some ramen noodles in there.
two questions,
Oh yeah, do I yo.
cakes, Clorox.
Big up ourselves and give thanks for coming through today. And understand me, like I said, tonight, 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. down at Serenities. Wait, is we having movie night, people. And understand me? And then Sunday night live performance, live music, and the host DJs itself. You understand? It's so hot, I just got to splurge in some AC right now. I cannot take this heat. Even though it's an island girl. Let me show you this trailer before I leave. You understand me? This is what they're seeking to fill. They're seeking to fill this trailer, everybody. So come out, everything that you give, you understand? It is much, much appreciated. They have tons and tons of clothes, you understand? Endless water, just name it. Get a recycle station. Saturdays only. You bring a water bottle, them. I gotta bring all them gallon of bottle of water. Like getting them trying to drink water can't done. So don't just throw them a recycle. You know? I ain't even taking a stop. I going straight from my chair and them. But it's been a blessing. It's been a blessing. Big up to Miss Schuster. Big up to Janisha. Now your accomplishments in the Virgin Islands. Come out tomorrow right there by the market. She'll be doing the turkey giveaway. Be able to see her and everything like that there. I am tired, everybody. I've been going and going and going, and I ain't had a moment to just breathe. But I wanted everybody to see the initiative that is going out, not only just on Row FM, but it takes the people all together. You understand me? It's not UVI, that is the college, as she said. It's not IVI, and I said it's VVI, because we all is who to make up this beauty. You understand? Got a place nice. You understand? The vibes nice. I thank God so much, so much, so much, so much. Everything I had to always be doing, for always coming through. You understand? Big up to Dexter Skeppel and the whole entire Speak the Word Ministries. You understand me? And Pastor Terry Skeppel, Dr. Pastor Terry Skeppel, you understand? Oh, big up to my fiance, I love you always. Big up to all the man on the block, all my cousin them, all my sisters and brothers, you name it. I need to open back up this road, cause I'm tired of going on the highway. My father don't ban me from the highway long time ago, So I get me in trouble. I am not supposed to be on the highway. And I stand out fixing the bridge and everything. But God, man, just give me a little sneak through. Give me a little shortcut. But and I was saying, man, it's all jokes, but we appreciate all that's being done in the Virgin Islands. I took a drive down Paradise and I just get a little glimpse, little glimpse at that school, and it's amazing. I can only imagine how the children are going to feel, experiencing something new, something so welcoming. You understand? And I hope that I will learn from that situation that happened at Central High. And I spoke on behalf of that situation. And I want to say, I know how I feel about the children. See, want to say to everybody before I judge, right? Take a moment. Take a moment and sit down and ask yourself, you know, what do you really expect, especially in such an environment, such a violent, corrupted environment? What do you expect from our children? Some of the children have never experienced nothing real, nothing, no love in their life. All they know is violence and chaos. What do we expect? This is why I continue to preach. We need to have, and not no Pelinki PBIS programs, we need to have mandatory anger management, behavioral programs, conflict resolution classes, mandatory across the VI, the Virgin Islands. Whether it's starting from junior high, going into high school. Why? Because it's necessary. You understand me? It is a necessary character trait that any child, any person should have. Oh, in reality, it should be mandatory for every adult in the Virgin Islands to go and take some anger management and behavioral programs and conflict resolution classes in order to change the dynamics. But I'm not concerned about the adults. Not that I'm not concerned about you, but who's at the forefront is our future. The children of the Virgin Islands, the children in a whole. You see? For all of you who are coming in, who are just tuning in, I'm your host, Tiniqua Knowles, author, radio host, advocate for the people of the Virgin Islands, advocate for children that are suffering from sexual assault, rape and molestation, gun violence, tragedies, you name it. You understand? Currently, a part of ALIVA, working with Mr. and Miss O'Reilly, having an amazing time. I just had an amazing time going up by her house and seeing all her different artworks and all those different stuff, just filling our minds and our bodies and our souls with what we are about to do. And when I tell you, Aliva is about to bring the VI alive again. You understand me? It's going to be something that you gonna wish that you are a part of. And guess what? You can be a part of it. You understand me? You can definitely be a part of it. When we get to that point, volunteers are welcomed. All we ask is that everybody that joins with love, joins for the children. You know, cannot take I cannot take the people of the Virgin Islands doing this back and forth hypocritical thing where they're afraid to embrace each other because you don't want to see the other person rise. You know, connection is key. Connection is key. Partnering with each other, holding hands and making sure that we all could keep things moving and moving. You know, that's a big thing. You can find my books on Amazon, under my name, Tiniqua Knowles, or under the name of each one of my books. Poly is the word. That is POLYIS, word, WORD. Poly is the word. And that is a book about polygamy, based here in the Virgin Islands. It was basically an urban novel trying to basically grasp what is taking place within the young people, young adults, not young adults, but adults in the Virgin Islands, where they wanna dip and dabble in things that they don't even know or understand. When it comes to polygamy, all man know is they want one and two and they want two and three and four girlfriend. Some women want three and four and five man, but that is not what it was about. It was about structure. You know, it was about it was about making sure that there was stability. In the Muslim community, they did it to ensure that they did it to ensure that we what listen, I ain't dealing with people they don't sit back there and blow all day long. I ain't about to jump into the traffic for nobody. But for the Muslims, it was a time of war where a lot of husbands were killed and mothers were left widowed, children were left fatherless, and they took that opportunity to take on another wife. You know, I don't know the big culture in Africa and all those different places. I know it was about wealth and growth and structure within the homes, but in the Virgin Islands, it's all about sex. It's all about lust. My book is just that. It's a whole lot of that, but it's basically to capture the chaos within trying to explore something that you know nothing about, and not only that, but also the different characteristics that can come from immature individual trying to take on a certain persona that he or she is not prepared for. You know, sometimes men are very egotistical, prideful, and when they tend to go into a relationship where they're getting attention from more than one female. They have one girlfriend and they get another girlfriend. The head does start to get big. You understand? It'll start to feel itself extra hard. And with that, I seen it, I've personally experienced it. That only brings drama. That only brings drama. And through my book, you're gonna find drama. You're gonna find just a lot of excitement. You're not gonna want to put it down. And I'm working on book two. Book two is gonna have a little less of the sexual tension because I'm growing, I'm older, and as an author grow, each sentence that I write, I grow from. I learn from. and I'm capturing more of the male's perspective in regards to polygamous relationships and why they choose to explore it. Because every woman wants to feel as if they're the one, the only one. So sometimes women subject themselves to these things because they feel they're not enough. They feel they don't please the person enough. And who sometimes they could have been just like me. Pastor don't hold this against me. But before, I used to like my little woman name, so I stopped being a woman because me about to go to hell for dating a woman. And it could be that. It could be that both individuals like how it is to be with a female, so they want another female within the relationship. And all of that came about. I went through those different phases. But like I said, as I grew older, a lot of things changed. My mindset changed. I changed, and it kind of just gave me more understanding and perspective on life. It's not that I didn't feel like I was enough. Is, as I said before, due to the fact that I was raped and molested and everything, I was more attracted to females. And even though I had my one male, you know, I wanted to be able to go out and make a female feel how I wanted to feel, and not just sexually, but just emotionally, mentally, all these different things. And I accomplished that, and I still do without having to go in an in-depth relationship physically with them. I'm still capable of doing so, and that's something that I really and truly enjoy about myself. You know, I'm the type of female who can compliment a female and actually mean it without having any kind of uh, without having any type of bad intentions with it. And I just really and truly just love that when it comes to myself, I'm capable of taking that moment and embracing the beauty, uh, not just a physical attraction, but the attraction of an educated female, a well put together female, a female that is confident in herself. I'm not watching her skinning up my face like who she thinks she be. No, I actually can tell somebody genuinely you look beautiful. I love to see you, and I actually mean it from my heart. But like I said, me ain't jumping in them waters again. I'm not. No matter how beautiful a woman be, she will never get me to cross my God. You see. But that's a story for another day. And um, I have my other book, Good Girl Meets Trap Boy, and this book is basically about, just as it says, good girl meeting trap boys. You have young ladies out here who tend to they're into this school, straight A student, she doing her thing. She And this could go both ways. It's not just with females. It happens with males too. And I'm gonna give you a perspective on the males after I explain what the book is about. But with Good Girl Meets Trap Boys, it's just like the regular girl who's doing her schooling. She's focused on herself, her education, and she ends up, one day walking, going on the road, and happen to see this man and the top, he just standing up the next to the bad car with a big chain and a son probably flashing a ring them. He gave money, you name it, you understand? And yes, that could be an attraction for a young lady, because they don't know much. And like I said, as you grow, your perspectives grow and all those different things. So what I've noticed is a lot of young ladies get caught in and dragged in by the gold, the glittering, the bad care, the money, and they don't even understand the waters that they're trampling into. And why I say that is because when you go with an individual who is street bound, is a bad man, street man, however I want to call it, there's consequences that come with that. It's a certain lifestyle that they live. And within these lifestyles, you know, you would see that you have to be prepared for rival gangs. If he's a gang member, if you get a gang war, you gotta be prepared for that there. You know, if he's a man that'll make money, you have to be prepared for individuals that's constantly preying him and watching his pockets and could possibly, God forbid, come and rob the house or try and rob this man while they're on a nice date and all these different things. So within my book, Good Girl Meets Trap Boy, I take you down a journey lane from the beginning of the natural introduction when he peeps in her and she acting like she ain't hear it, to then turn back around and talk to Ree, to then the initial relationship, and then down the line. So even so, how some of them think, after they get you and they get what they want and they have you in the home, they tend to like, okay, she ain't going nowhere. That's mine. And they go out there and they just live their lives. It's like whatever with you. But it's a book to instill caution, and also I'm working on book two, and book two is kind of a way to get out of that mindset, get out of that lifestyle, the lifestyle of being, all you think about is the streets. All you think about is the money that comes from the streets, and what's going on here? But I just reaching Cloud Marco people. Yeah, but this is what I mean. Like just simply, and then I have a book about myself, that'll be my father gone with Akimani, right? Akimani gone, right? Okay. Yeah, it's
I thought that you
no.
you took.
Afternoon, everybody. 6 bucks.
I thought you were forget about.
What?
I thought
No.
that you were
I went Plaza.
that.
I went Plaza. Wow. I thought I forget I had $2. I never in my life. I went Plaza. They're doing a giveaway for Jamaica. What happened? You get shot? Oh, it's okay. It ain't went through. Ain't that right? Seat belts, people. No tickling. But I am my radio show. Okay, everybody. I could say good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, everybody.
But yeah, like I was saying, when it comes to a good girl meets trap boy, it's to bring caution and so that they could understand that this is what happens when you step into that world. I'm not saying that you can't, because all the bad man them need love, but you can't want to come from one type of household, never knowing the streets, to just seeing the gold and the money and all them different recognitions that you see, to thinking that it's gonna be a fairy tale, because it's gonna be everything but that. And then I also have a book called uh, A Walk in the Life of a Dream Catcher, which is a book about myself. It's a book in regards to what I've been through in life, you know, from the beginning, being a 7-year-old girl, being touched by her stepfather, you know, up until 16 when I ran away. And even when I ended up with my children's father, got four beautiful, three more beautiful children. And I didn't want to end it in a place of just sadness or distress or whatever the case may be. I wanted to show where I was and where I took myself, you know, and I'm gonna be doing each one of my books. I'm doing segments of it, a part two and a part three or whatever the case may be. When it comes to the part two, I take my time because you already get part one. So sit down and read it, and don't just skim through it. Take your time and read it so you can understand it. And when it comes to walking the life of a dream catcher, it's gonna be that's basically me in a book. You get to flip through the pages of Tiniqua, and when when I put it down on paper, it was the hardest book for me to write because it was the beginning of me starting to open up. This Tiniqua that you see was born through those pages. Each page that I wrote, and rewrote and rewrote and wrote again, you know, it gave me the confidence to be able to stand up and speak up. You know, I was afraid that I would be just like that little girl I was before, afraid to say something in hopes afraid that nobody would believe me, afraid that nobody would care. And when I started writing, I said, I'm not writing this for nobody but me. If not one person read it, guess what? I was able to express myself fully, thoroughly, and in a manner that one day, when I become a millionaire, a billionaire, I could look back and I could remember, even though it's never going to leave my mind, but I could look back and remember the steps that I took to get to where I am, you know. So being able to be here on WSTX 970, I probably would have never taken that opportunity given to me by Neil when he gave me that first interview, or by Robert when he proposed that I have my position on the radio right now today, you know. And each person that I meet every day, even my listening audience, my viewers, you guys prompt me to be here, and you show me my purpose. And now working with Miss Lang, I feel amazing because it is opening a new door for me. It's opening a door not only to step into my own light, but also to see my potential, to see my worth, to see my growth. You know, to constantly hear it from an individual that is older than me, that has so much more experience means a that was expressed to children is my father. You understand me? My father is a big, big factor in mine and my children's life. And I don't know who I'll still be Tiniqua, but not necessarily the caliber of a Tiniqua that you have. And that's because of God. To God be the glory for everything. Because without God, I wouldn't have the father that I have. You understand me? My father been through a lot in life, and I constantly tell him how proud I am for the steps that he took, that he continues to take. Because when you're walking with God, it's not a one-time thing. It is a walk that you have to continue pushing forward with. It's a walk that shapes you and molds you into who you are. And he's one of my biggest role models. Somebody that could come from the life that he came from, a troubled youth, into a God-fearing man, very well successful, you understand me? And an amazing grandfather, amazing father, even though sometimes we don't agree. But he does everything he needs to make sure that I'm okay. You know, Even when he said no, he'll still come back and he's like, yes. But um, he helps me to shape me into myself. What we're working on right now is leaving the emotional Tinico behind. He said, yeah, I was crying for something. I tell you, I'm a female daddy. I have feelings, and I for myself, for the betterment of myself. But please understand, I have feelings, okay? Even though I know you wish you had a son, but hey, this boy always coming down on this electric scooter, right here by Williams the light stoplight, and it's like as if he want to get knocked up. But anyways, I really and truly appreciate the father that he is, the father figure that he is, because when my even before my children lost their father, he was there. He was there for him, for their father, you know, even so for my fiance right now. They had an amazing relationship. You know, he instills God into my life, into my children's life. You know, he steps up for me in so many different ways. And when I do my book two, I'm gonna do an entire section dedicated to my father. Um, Even though he ain't like me talking multi, but it's not what he like, it's what I have in my mind. Um, cause I love my father and every little thing that I have, you know, I have to say, yes, it's from God and everything, but because he follows God, I have this amazing man in my life. You know, he's not only an amazing father and an amazing grandfather, but he's an amazing husband to his wife, you know, friend to his different friends out there. You know, he was an amazing son to his mother up until the day when she passed, an amazing son to his father, regardless of all they've been through. You know, I love and I miss my grandfather and my grandmother, you know. But I just wanted to take that moment to tell you all that, you know, without my father, I don't know where I'd be today. You know, his biggest thing is making sure that I stay on a path of righteousness and growth. You know, like I said, we're walking on this emotional tiniqua, you know, trying to be able to not allow everything to get me to break down and cry. But it's not necessarily that I'm emotional. It's really and truly that I've held so much in for so long that it's like a pot with a cover on that is with soup. You understand? It's just boiling over, you know, and no matter how much I try to let some air in, you know, certain times it seeps over, you know, you see the you see the bubbles, and that's when the tears start coming, you know, and then sometimes it just flows, you know, and I feel like this is my opinion, you know, not to cry every minute on soil, but some days you have to cry. Some days you have to cry. Some days you have to embrace what's inside, you know, because if you don't, you gonna go crazy. You're gonna be like somebody's man out there that wearing 10 and 20 shot in the hot sun. Big up to my mother there just so by Williams and like kind of sell ice pop and everything. So but um we'll end up crazy, you know. We'll definitely end up crazy. And that's one thing I'm not about to do. You know, I have too much people looking at me, too much people counting on me to lose my mind. You know, the devil is a liar. And, yes, baby. I get banded inside. It's a scratch. That's what gonna happen. That's why I need to put them pencils up when I come in. Um, that's not safe to have. Could go. Thank God is your belly and not your eye. Think about that. Take a minute and think about that. Feel your eye and think about if your eye go get scratched or get choked rather than your belly. You understand? Yes, exactly. So yes though, Alyssa, without breaking my key. Um, for the other people, you know, I had an amazing time over at Royal Royal Teams Music Studio and also at Music in Motion. I'm gonna read for you all before I leave because I gotta go and entertain my children. Them. I'm gonna read for you all my little insight in regards to what it is, my experience there. We're gonna start with Royal Teams grand opening. So my experience at the grand opening of Royal Team Studios St. Croix. This past weekend, Me and my children had the pleasure of attending the grand opening of Royal Team Studio. And let me tell you, it was an amazing experience from start to finish. The location itself is perfect, easy to find, welcoming atmosphere, and full of positive energy. The studio owner was not only talented, but also incredibly humble and friendly, making everyone feel right at home. The moment we stepped in, we got a full tour of the studio, and it's clear that a lot of passion and creativity. What?
Inside out.
Yeah, I come in now. I finishing my show. It is clear to see that a lot of passion and creativity went into building this space. From the setup to the sound quality, everything is on point. What made it even more special is that we didn't just watch, we participated. My children and I got the chance to create content right there on the spot. I even recorded a freestyle sample that that came out of afternoon, puppy. Now we're telling you I am my radio show, okay? I am my radio show. All right. You want to do me a favor? Go in the trunk and take the case of water, one of them, and put it inside. You can get one if you want. So let me finish. That's my little free thing. Um, my children and I got a chance to create content right there on the spot. I even recorded a freestyle sample that came out so good. I still can't believe it was done in under 10 minutes. One try, no retakes. Fire. I'd apply fire, but it's not radio playable. Sorry, Pastor. I'm seriously thinking about uploading it to SoundCloud just so you can hear how amazing it turned out. It turned out. So if you're an artist, creator, or just someone who loves good vibes and good sound, don't waste time getting booked. The calendar is already filled. The calendar is already filling up fast. And trust me, once you visit Royal Team Studios, you'll understand why. Royal Team Studios, uh, Queen Mary and Paradise St. Croix Flea Market. Professional, welcoming, local talent done right. You can find them at Royal Team Studios via Facebook. Now, to take you into my experience over at Music in Motion, a heartfelt visit to Music in Motion, building partnership for the future of the Virgin Islands youth by Tiniqua Knowles. My recent visit to Music in Motion was nothing short of inspiring. From the moment my children and I walked through the doors, we were all welcomed with warmth, enthusiasm, and a deep sense of community. What began as a simple visit quickly became a meaningful discussion about future partnerships, not only for myself, but also for Ms. Lang and the organization Aliva, whose mission centers on strengthening the culture, awareness, and empowerment of youths throughout outreach programs. As we gather to discuss upcoming collaborations and potential events for the children of the Virgin Islands, the studio came alive around us. My children, along with the Aliva youth, were able to fully embrace the space. They played with the vibrant dance flags, explored the studios, and stretched comfortably on the mats while being surrounded by an atmosphere that encouraged creativity and moment and movement. It was a reminder of how important safe artistic spaces are for our young people. Our host, Ms. Charlita Schuster, made the experience unforgettable. She welcomed us with open arms and a kind spirit that radiated throughout the entire visit. Beyond giving us a tour of her beautiful studio, she shared emotional and powerful stories from her career stories of overcoming challenges, mentoring youth dancers, and transforming lives through the arts. One of the most touching parts of our conversation centered on the success of Janisha John, a shining example of the impact Ms. Schuster has had on this community. Ms. Schuster not only discovered Janisha's potential, but also guided her, motivated her, and helped her pave the road to lead that leaded Janisha to becoming the successful woman she is today. Hearing this reminded us all of how outreach, mentorship, and cultural programs can literally change destinies. Our meetings reinforced one major truth. Outreach organizations like Aliva are essential to keeping our culture alive. By connecting with studios and organizations like Music in Motion, the leaders like Ms. Schuster, we are creating opportunities for youth of the Virgin Islands to grow, express themselves, and stay connected to the tradition that shaped us. This visit wasn't just a partnership discussion, it was a celebration of the community, culture, and limitless potential of our children. I'm truly grateful for the hospitality and inspiration and shared visions that came out of our time at the Music in Motion together. Together we are planting seeds that will grow into powerful opportunities for the next generation. Music Immersion, Merlene Lang, along with myself, Miss O'Reilly, and my children that were present. For those of you who are just tuning in, I am your host, Taniqua Knowles, author, radio host, advocate for the people and young adults suffering from sexual assault, rape and molestation, you name it. You know, tonight is movie night, people. So don't forget. Do not forget down at Serenity's Nest starting at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. until 11. Food and drinks on sale, pâtés, both meat and veggie, Johnny cakes, and so much more is from Stephanie Benyedem to Will cauliflower and fried fish and spread, I don't name it. Natural juices and sodas, a fully stocked bar, mixed drinks, wine, and beer. Come out and relax. Make it a date night. Make it a family night. You understand me? Children are welcome. It's a family-oriented environment. And we also have a we also have a live performance on Sunday, starting at, well, doors open at 4, and this is until I think 11 as well. But this is all taking place at Serenity's Nest, featuring the unit band. Live performance by the unit band featuring Nakeem Williams, also known as the Dynamic Chubby. $5 donation over at Serenity's Nest. 200 number 220 Estate Morning Star. Yes, people. Yes, people. And before I leave, once again, this is Tiniqua Knowles. And I have a big, big announcement. If you didn't know, and if it's news to you, well, let me bring the news to WSTX 970. You understand? This shutdown ends, people. Relief reaches the Virgin Islands by Tiniquah Knowles, Dreamcatchers VI News. After 43 long days, the federal government is officially back open. And from the people of and for the people of the US Virgin Islands, this means long awaited reliefs and restorations of critical services, agencies, and workers who were deeply affected by this historic shutdown. President Donald Trump signed the by listen partisan the bipartisan, I guess so much people follow me, funding bill Wednesday night, officially ending the longest government shutdown in US history. The bill restores federal pay, restarts stop programs, and ensures agencies across the nation, including those serving the US Virgin Islands, can begin operating at full strength once again. Relief for federal workers and families. Here at home, hundreds of federal employees and contractors stationed in the Virgin Islands will finally receive back pay and return to work. Many families have faced weeks of unnecessary uncertainty as paychecks were missed and essential services slowed. Or who they inside?
I don't
See if Anisha there inside.
know.
How you lock my door and I gonna deal with it. Just go and play. I don't ask me how I can open a door, but I could do it. Let me go back to this article. I'm not stressing my head because when you come from the islands, that's one thing you know how to do is open a locked door. Where were we? The devil is a liar, right, Dio? But okay. Here at home, hundreds of federal employees and contracts stationed in the Virgin Islands will finally receive back pay, return to work. Many families have faced weeks of uncertainty as paychecks were missed and essential services slowed or stopped entirely. The reopening brings much needed stability, ensuring workers are protected from further layoffs through January 2026. Support for food and family assistance programs. One of the most significant victories for the Virgin Islanders is the full restoration of funding for the Supplemental Nutritious Assistance Program, SNAP, throughout September 2026. This ensures that thousands of families who rely on monthly food benefits will continue to receive support without interruption. Additionally, USDA and other federal partners that work directly with the Virgin Islands Department of Human Services can now resume regular operations, processing food assistance, community grants, and local development projects that were put on hold. Travel and infrastructure improvements. The reopening of the Federal uh, Aviation Administration, FAA, also brings relief to travelers and airport staff across the territory. During the shutdown, reduced staffing and flight delays impacted both residents and visitors. For those of you who are joining, you're joining WSTX 970 AM. I'm your host, Tiniquah Knowles, author and radio host, advocate of the people of the Virgin Islands, advocate for youths and young adults suffering from sexual assault, gun violence, trauma, you name it. But as we continue, during the shutdown, reduced staffing and flight delays impact both residents and visitors. With operations resuming, air traffic safety
inspections and maintenance can return to normal helping um, expectations and normal helping to stabilize our tourism industry, a vital part of the Virgin Islands economy. Military construction and agriculture programs that were delayed by the shutdown can now move forward, including federally supported infrastructure and disaster recovery projects that strengthen our island's resilience, community impact, and what comes next. Although the funding bill only extends government operations through January 30th, 2026, this reopening provides breathing room. Let's all do it, everybody. Take a moment. Breathing room for agencies and communities that depend on federal support. For the Virgin Islands, that means continuation for healthcare programs, food security efforts, and development initiatives that directly affect the well being of our people. While Congress continues to debate long term healthcare subsidies and future budget measures, the end of the shutdown brings hope and relief to our territory. A reminder that and depend, the people who serve and depend on these programs are the hearts of our community. For now, Virgin Islands can look forward to restored services, steady pay for our federal workforce, and the assurance that our vital programs from SNAP to FAA operations are once again working for the people. Thank you all for joining today. You know, I had an amazing time. Before we leave, I would like to play once again this jingle, yeah, music in motion, because I had an amazing experience. And as I just expressed to you all, you know, it was insightful, and memorable. Without further ado.
43 years of dance with talent, expressions and music in motion. Music in motion. From point to calypso, we shine in the spotlight. That's a music in motion. Music in motion. Flexibility and focus and posture in place. That's a music in motion. Music in motion. Discipline and joy, put a smile on your face. That's a music in motion. Music in motion. In orange bowl, we dance with heart and emotion. You got tomorrow, we're away in motion. Just open the stage. Your hopes and dreams are boutique with care. So keep dancing supreme. Present self-esteem with each graceful turn. That's a music in motion. Music in motion. With discipline, skill, and the passion you earn. That's a music in motion. Music in motion.
Yes, 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 people. This is your host, Iniqua Knowles, author, radio host, mother of four, beloved daughter for sure, for sure, amazing sister, you understand me? Friend and supporter, and recently due to the fact of Royal Team Studios, are you upcoming artist, stop playing with it. I don't know me, as a jack of all trades, but yeah, soon I will be coming out with some epoxy equipment, some products that I created myself. So stay tuned. And for my listening audience, I have giveaways coming. I know we have a lot of our smokers, and even those, this is the Virgin Islands. I love them, I love to slam iron them, on the table. Copy, cool. Well, guess what? For my listening audience, from when I go into the show, into the station, I'm gonna be having my first callers, or even those online, my first commenters, those who interact the most, those who share the live. You understand me? I'm gonna be having giveaways for you all. From listing of my books, Polly is a Word and Good Girl Meets Trap Boy, to some of my own personal products that I have created with epoxy and resin. You know, I I love doing it because I take it. It just takes me to a different place. I might get back into painting. I ain't too sure, but if I do, that's gonna be another thing that I'll be doing in regards to giving aways. I used to do that. One of my closest friends, Dijan, he's an artist here in the Virgin Islands. Um, and when I did his interview, he had his album Lonely, and I painted the cover photo for his album and I gifted it to him. I hope that he still have that there, but is I just the guy. I have to take myself out of my little crap hole, my turtle shell, and just embrace Tiniqua. My pastor constantly tells me that I need to see my potential and stop hiding behind my own self, my own shadow. And I'm gonna be doing so, but I just wanted to take the time to embrace my audience, my people, you know, and just get myself out there. So now that I'm there, you're gonna be hearing a lot more about Tiniqua, who Tiniqua is, you know, what Tiniqua has to offer. You understand me? And I wish you all the best. You know, I get prepared. We're gonna be doing. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be doing some trivia's too. You understand me? I'm gonna be doing some trivia's. All kind of craziness we gonna do, but I don't worry. We're gonna get into it. I could come up with ideas in regards to how to get a prizes, but I already have a few. I gonna have a day where I gonna make a see if I could pick my lucky numbers, my favorite numbers, guess my favorite color. You know what? Starting today, my favorite colors is turquoise and light green. We're gonna see who to be listening. You understand me? Anybody who know me knows that my favorite flower is a sunflower. This is about Tiniqua. So when I come back and I ask Ayo, when I get these gifts lined up and I ask Ayo these questions, you understand me? My favorite number is 12, 21, and 31, and 23. You understand? So if you get either one of those numbers, if you get one of them correct, then guess what? And also seven, but yeah, though. So we'll have a few things we're gonna be doing. The station gonna be lit with all kind of opportunities from my art projects, so my creations, from epoxy, resin, you name it. Also my books, Polly is a Word Dream. Soon I'm gonna be publishing a new book, well, a self-help journal called Words of Power, by Tiniqua Knowles. And when I do, I'm gonna be having a grand opening, like a book release. And I was promised by the II band to do my book release. And Ayo, when I tell Ayo, they're just amazing. They're amazing, amazing, amazing. You could always find them down at the pier in Frederickstead. Just follow the rhythm. You understand? Me, I just said the II band because they just stick together like a band. But on their card, it's the II rhythm. Just follow the rhythm. And I gotta continue saying, this should be who the welcoming the Virgin Islands to, not the Virgin, our tourists to the Virgin Islands. Big up to um the Domino Duchess, you know, that'll be down there on the pier as well. She also dabbles in epoxy, and she has amazing pieces that our tourists can take back with them, that will be giving them a piece of St. Croix to take home. Whether it's a magnet or whether it's your letter in epoxy with some with some shells and some sand, you name it. The list goes on and on. And also we get Sam the glass blower. We have our own glass blower here in the Virgin Islands with some amazing pieces. I'm waiting for Sam to get out of his crab hole. Stop being so shy. You understand me? And come and do an interview with us. But until then, I just be blessed. Take a walk on the pier. Once you see a cruise ship is there, you gonna hear the rhythm. Don't pass without giving a donation. Every dollar counts. You know, and even just a moment to stand up and embrace them, that is a donation as well. Every video, every picture, and feel free to join in and be a part of the rhythm. Pick up an instrument, ask a question. These are intelligent um young men who embrace history in such a different level. I love Aya and I thank Aya for embracing me in the ways that you did. I have my own seat when I go there. You understand? I got my own little drum when I ready to drum. I ain't see me out like I've been so busy, caught up dealing with so many different things. But I thinking about you. Big up by yourself. I read them. You understand? Only here in the Virgin Islands we get so that we are united. You understand? It might have a lot of chaos going on in the streets, but all together we are united. We're a place that has manners. And I love that so much about the Virgin Islands because everybody continuously says good morning, good afternoon. The manners never leave. You see? So I stay true to ourselves. The VI strong, big up to Row FM down at the market. Them and they over there accepting donations, whether it's a toothbrush, toothpaste, uh, socks, slippers, pillow, sheet, because Jamaica is in need. You understand me? Take yourselves back to even if you're older than me. You understand me? And you experience Hurricane Hugo, when man lose the roof, man lose the entire house, the whole of the St. Croix bit in catastrophe. Take yourself to Maria. Remember those moments. You understand me? Remember those moments. Think about what you needed. Think about what you wish somebody donated. You understand me? And do so. Be that pillar that everybody needs. You could even donate a folding chair, several folding chair, a tent. Cause you don't know who is there without a roof over their head. Who's there without a house. You see how it look. You see how it was. Or watch my nephew bring me Lord. Oh, thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you, baby, thank you. Good. Thank you, thank you. Huh?
It have a white tent on the court, so we wanted to wait once.
I could go real quick and come back.
Okay, go see.
Well, I down the radio if you want to say hi. You running? We running for. Well, see what I'm gonna say. Thank you, I love it. Hey, yeah, man, that's my little nephew, Tyler. Big up yourself. They come and bring me my roses. I stop it. Um, Ain't nothing better than having a love of your children them and all the different children around the community. I love them. I love them like this, man.
You know, don't mess with them when you see a different side of Tiniqua, man. Let me put my flower in my ear. He gonna ask me if this is something for people could see. We didn't live on a radio, puppy. But yeah, no. Big up to old man, you know. Big up to Madman Mitch. Big up to my honey bunny, my fiance, you know, Michelle. Uh Big up to my mother, Donna Pickard. Big up yourself, mommy. You know, love you. Big up to my sister, Miss Yvette, Kofi Yvette. You know, to Alexandra. To my brother, Ishmael Pickard Burgos. Big up to the one and only King Pin, Iba Popo. You understand? Our very own artist, singer and artist. You know, big up to Laga. You understand me? One of the most beautifulest voices out here. You understand? And even though he might have lost his mind in a sense, you know, he still have his heart and his soul. You understand me? And that's what matters most. You know, big up to the entire WD family. You understand me? Big up on yourself. Continue rising, continue rising. You know, I want to big up my cousin them. I went down there, East down by the Shanty. I love you, big up by yourself. You know, me, I can't no lame, but I love you though. I know who I be. And big up to all my peoples, you see, near and far. Hey, big up to Juliana, I'm gonna call you by your nickname, but people gonna take it like I talking to them. I mean, want no confusion. You understand? One of the most baddest chef down there in the Virgin Islands. She returned home to bring flavor to the islands, to these different hotels. You see, I miss you. I love you. Our love will forever be. You know, thank you for being there for me. You know, thank you for being a support system when I needed. You understand me? Big up to my father. Big up to my father. Well, big up to my son them. They got to get precious. I'm not gonna be coming back looking like a whole lot of that to them, you see. Wow. They got with their grandfather to cut them out here. Yeah, though. Love I always, man. It's always a pleasure. Big up yourself, Josh. Big up Ninja P. And over there in the studio, dubbing up. You follow me on Facebook, Tiniqua Knowles. That's Tiniqua. Last name Knowles, Knowles. Knowles like Beyonce Knowles. Yes. You can follow both pages. Also, I'm also on TikTok. Uh, Little Red 1021. And also you can find me on Instagram, Red Gold 1021. Yes, yes, yes. Ayo, you know what time it is.
You are beautiful soul. Just take one step at a time. In everything, God is in control. Just take one step at a time. You don't have to sell your soul for material gain. It will be rough sometimes. God made it that way. As a spiritual test for you to see if you will break. Just have some patience along the way. Keep it going to the top spiritually, you'll be growing up. By God, you were chosen to walk along that road. Keep it rising to the top, you are climbing up. Success comes with timing and realizing that you are a beautiful soul. Just take one step at a time. In everything, God is in control. Just take one step at a time. The race is not for us, we're the And when you rush in, it creates bad business and destroy relationships. Have patience and discipline with a whole bunch of love in me. This is not always where the mistake is when you rush in. It creates bad business and destroy relationships. Have patience and discipline with a whole bunch of peace in a hate. You are a beautiful soul. Just take one step at a time. Only that in everything, God is in control. God is in control. Just take one step at a time. One sing away. Why? Sing more. Sing more. Sing more. Sing more.
Before you leave once again, it's Tiniqua Knows, author, radio host, advocate of the people. It's 4:44. Make a wish. Before I leave, right, I get one more tune for you. You understand? And this is one of my most favorite gospel tunes. I will listen to this song over and over and over again. You understand me? What happened, baby?
The bakery
They left the key inside. I have to deal with that, baby.
He brings in quite a few new customers. We could not shop with the theme. To be able to link
This is one of my is a song that really and truly resides with me and uplifts me throughout everything that I go through. I was going through something with my daughter the other day, and this one here had me. I know a lot of you know it. Jaira!
Take a trophy to make you proud. I'll never be more loved than I am right now. Ooh. Going through a storm, but I won't go down. I hear your voice, carried in the rhythm of the wind to call me out. You were across an ocean, so I wouldn't drown. You've never been closer than you are right now. You are a child. You are love. Child. You are love. I will be content in every circumstance. Child. You are love. Forever enough, holding enough, forever enough, holding enough. I don't want to forget how I feel right now on the mountaintop. I can see so clear when it's on. Stay by my side when the sun goes down. Don't wanna forget how I feel right now. I'll be content in every circumstance. I'm already loved. I'm already chosen. I know who I am. I know what you've spoken. I'm already loved. More than I can imagine. And praise love. We gotta turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. Already loved.
I know who I am. Yeah. What? Yeah. Bora, any água embaixo. Até as não. Now we dive into it. Ready? Second thing, listen, 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 listen. Open our ears, open our ears. Ready? I am ready for it. It's coming. You're ready. Get ready. You're wondering today, well, yes, what you learn. Ready?
These strength believing with beauty and splendor.
How much more? How much more? Woo!
Watch is over. Every battle. How much more will we love you?
How much more? How much more? What? Okay. How much more? How much more? Hey! Woo! It's Friday! How much more? How much more? Woo! Yeah! So praise the Lord. Yes! How much more? How much more? Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Every stone. Ah, ah, ah. How much more? Ayo, big up us to be here. So today was an amazing day, an amazing, amazing, amazing day. Bless up and see you next week. And stay tuned because I have a special, special guest coming in. You understand me? And I can't wait to introduce my audience to this individual and introduce this individual to you. You understand me? Stay beautiful, stay blessed, continue dreaming. You already know this is Dream Catchers VI with your host, Tiniqua Knowles. Deuces.